Kat, Curtis, Rhonda, and Chad are nominated for eviction. But what will this weekend's Topaz Power of Veto competition entail? Find out now on Big Brother Cheesecake 5 All-Stars. Hello, I'm Andrew Shevsik Moonves. Welcome to Big Brother Cheesecake 5 All-Stars. It's day 54 inside the Big Brother Cheesecake house, and this week Chantel is the head of household in a double eviction week. She nominated Kat, Chad, Curtis, and Rhonda for eviction, but the Topaz Power Veto will change the nominations. Who will win it? We'll find out tomorrow. And what will the competition be? We'll find out shortly. But first, it is now 3 a.m. as I'm filming this because I I competed in a competition in the org that I'm playing. It was a game of charades, and the clues were very difficult, and I'm not good at charades anyway. If you want to watch the video, let me know. I will not put it in the episode because I don't think that's fair to production who worked on that competition, so I'm not going to, it's their video, but if you want to see it, I can personally send it to anybody who wants to see it, but it was pretty funny. So I am basically exhausted, and my original plan for today's episode was to have Kat's birthday party. I bought 2 of the 3 ingredients I need for a special recipe by a special guest, and I forgot the third one like an idiot. So I decided, since I'm tired as hell anyway, that we're going to celebrate. Oh, and I thought Kat's birthday was today. It's Kat's son's birthday. So happy birthday, Riley. Kat, show this to Riley. Happy birthday, Riley. You are now 20. Yeah, because you were born 2001. I remember that because 9/11. Sorry. Anything that happened in 2001, that was the 9/11 year. Right? That's what that year is known for. And it's the year Monica and Chandler got married on Friends. But yeah, so happy birthday, Riley. And what we'll do is we'll have Kat and Chantel's birthdays celebrated together because they're like besties, right? We'll do that on Tuesday's episode because Chantel's birthday is Monday, Kat's is Thursday, but I don't want to do it on an eviction night in case Kat goes, which would be Wednesday, or on the Redempel Temple Day, which is Thursday. So I feel like Tuesday is a nice, easy day to do it. And I mean, Chantel and Kat might argue that they should get separate birthday parties, but do you really want 2 recipes from a person who you probably don't want to get a recipe from? Right? So now it's time to get to my thoughts on reality realness with 3 S's. So it was another fantastic episode. I thought Joanne did an amazing job. I love, again, how everybody's spilling the tea. And yeah, she's such a delight. And it's funny, how did I meet Joanne? I must have, you know what? I met her through Charlene. I think the first time I met Joanne was at the Brampton Transit Christmas party. And I was sitting at a table with Joanne, Amy, Charlene, Tiffany, myself. I don't remember if there was, and maybe Samantha from season 1, maybe. Yeah, so can you imagine all those people, what ended up happening, the fallout from that? Whoops! But yeah, so Joanne did an amazing job in season 2. Honestly, I think an even better job in season 5. She said that she's a Virgo, and that's why everything she thinks about is sex. I'm a Virgo too, and I didn't realize that was a character trait, that we all just talk about sex all the time. Aton, you're a Virgo. Is it all you ever talk about sex? You can tell us. Joanne says she doesn't know much about Jonathan, except Andrew wants to suck his cock. Now, I never said it like this, like verbatim, but yes. I mean, who are we kidding? Yeah, and I think no matter how many times Jonathan rejects me, I'll still ask. Why not? The best way for Jonathan to get me to stop is if he finds a boyfriend, because that's one line I don't cross, is I don't ever go after men who are taken, because it's just, I don't know. That's just something I don't do, which is ironic considering I'm best friends with Tiffany, who did just that for the last 2 years. But she's not with him anymore. Um, so Jonathan. Okay, so the Yankee swap. Yankee swap is one of my favorite competitions. It's a classic Big Brother competition. It will always be in Big Brother Cheesecake, and I think the fact that I took one of my favorite competitions and made it on Zoom, which generally makes things better, added with the wheel, added with the Yankee swap element, added with a very interesting, like probably the most upbeat, outspoken house guest, with the exception of maybe Chad. Like, I think it was, it was really interesting. Mind you, Aton and Press Your Luck was very funny with the whole, I want to press my luck. And do I get to keep these dollars for realsies? And the best part was when JoJo said, I think it was JoJo, Aton, do you want my spin? And Aton goes, so everybody, you know what? I shouldn't say that these were the best people, but it was a collection of people who were very fun. And as Nick said, very jovial. It was a very fun competition. And yeah, I could have made the punishments worse and the prizes better. Sometimes that is the case. Sometimes it's not. I just went with, I didn't really plan for that, in a strategic way. I just went with kind of what felt right at the time in making it. So, yeah. And Joanne, your roast is coming. I'm working on it. The celebrity I'm working with, he thinks he's A-list. He's like C or D at best. But anyway. Okay, so, yeah. And Yankee Swap, yes. The Season 4 version with Lisa and the purplet thing. I mean, they described it perfectly. It was just hilarious. Nick wondered if Chad's performance in the endurance competition was sort of acting like he was this goof, this aloof goof, and sort of paralleling Chicken George in All Stars, where everybody thought he was this genius. And Julie Chen even asked, George, some people thought that you were sort of a buffoon, while others thought it was pure genius. Which is it? And he goes, Julie, I just like KFC. I'm just here. I don't know what I'm doing, Julie. I had to eat cruddy soup for 50 days. So yeah, I can say with confidence that this is not some elaborate plan by Chad to be weak at competitions and to be terrible at them to appear strong. If anything, Chad is like Chicken George. Okay, and last but not least, so Lindsay asked Nick, were you upset that you were not a judge? And I know he wasn't actually upset, but, I realized that, it's not fair that I use Lindsay as a judge for one thing and not Nick. So this next competition, which I'm going to get to the rules for in a second, it has judges. I was originally going to be a judge. I was originally going to be the only judge, but I don't think that's fair. And I'll get to it when we get into the competition. So yeah, fantastic job by Nick. A reminder of the teams. Nick has Jonathan, Brazil, Chantal, Jojo, Kat. Lindsay has Eitan, Curtis, Rhonda, Nicole, Joanne, Chad. I still think Nick has the stronger team. And I hate to say it, but by far. Whoops! Okay, so let's get to... I think I got through everything. I'm just so tired. It's 3:10 a.m. I believe I got through everything. Let's get to the Topaz Power Veto competition. Only 7 house guests will participate. The head of household, Chantel. The 4 nominees, Kat, Chad, Curtis, Rhonda. Lots of C's this week. And 2 players selected in a random draw. Rhonda got to pick house guest choice. She chose JoJo. And Curtis got house guest choice. He chose Brazil, which means Joanne obviously is on Redemple Temple. She's not playing. Not Chad. Eitan is not playing. Jonathan is not playing. And Nicole, for the 8th week in a row, is not playing. Nicole, you are 3 weeks away from being the first house guest ever to make Final 6 having not played in a veto competition. Insane. 3 more weeks. The final week is tricky because you have to be the one person not playing. So there, your odds are not so good. But if anybody can do it, you can do it. I mean, it's mind-boggling to me that I wonder. I'm not going to do the math now because it's kind of complex math. We'll get Brandon and Rai to argue about the math. But that 6 people are playing each week, and we're 8 weeks in, which is 48 players. If you do 6 times 8, 48 players, and Nicole, being one of 16 people, has not yet played. The odds of that has to be very, very slim. Like, you should buy a lottery ticket, Nicole. Okay, this week's Topaz Power Veto competition is all new, and it's called Big Brother Suburban Suburbia. And here's how it works. The title of this competition was inspired by actually my favorite sitcom, Everybody Loves Raymond. At one point, Ray gets very upset with his family and goes, "You can all sit here and live in your little suburban suburbia where you're all happy with each other." But it has nothing to do with Everybody Loves Raymond. So, for this competition, you are creating, or rather, naming a new town and naming a whole bunch of things in the town. And whoever the judges pick as their favorite will win. So let's explain what this means. Okay, so first at the bottom, you have to name the town. That's number 1. Number 2 is the elementary school. Number 3, the high school. Number 4, the hospital. Number 5 is the mall. Yes, I'm aware I shaped it like a penis. And the grocery store that's next to the bay there. Yeah, so the bay is the right testicle and the grocery store is the left testicle. I just realized that I had number 6 twice. So for number 5, the mall and the name of the grocery store is number 5. Number 6, 7, 8, and 9 are the periphery streets, the streets on the outside. And number 10 through 22 are all the streets. So, as you can tell, the street names are very, very important because I don't know about the other judges, but I'm judging based on creativity. You don't necessarily have to have a theme for all the streets, but it has to be, clear street names, innovative, fun. And like they have to roll off the tip of your tongue. Like, Spadina Avenue works, and then north of Bloor changes to Spadina Road, and Spadina is not a road. Like, I don't know. And like something fun, like you can make a War Road and a Peace Avenue so that someone can say, "I live on the corner of War and Peace," like the novel. But you can do whatever you want. So here's my example. So I named the town of Cheesecake. The elementary school is Hershey's Elementary School. The high school is Lady Godiva High. The health center is Tiramisu Health Center, or the hospital, which that's a play on the Trillium Health Center. Get it? Tiramisu Health Center. You have the Steamtown Mall, which is, of course, Office reference. And by the way, the food court there, which is the tip of the penis, that's an Arby's. There's just Arby's in the food court, because that's all you need. You have the Michael Scott grocery store. And then the streets. So the periphery streets I made Jeffrey Road, Chanel Parkway, Chantal Avenue, and Brazil Boulevard after, of course, the 4 winners. And then the streets on the inside I made, let's see here. I'm trying to do them in the right order. I lost it. Okay, Key Lime Way, Birthday Cake Circle, Nutella Trail, Butterfinger Boulevard, Lemon Meringue Way. Where's 15? Don't tell me I didn't do a 15. Oh, there. Peppermint Crescent, Salted Caramel Court, Vanilla Bean Crescent, Reese's Court, Red Velvet Crescent, Cinnabon Court, Strawberry Court, and Cookie Dough Crescent. So those are my street names, and so you're creating a town with street names and whatever the judges decide are the best names. For me, it's creativity, but you can go based on whatever you want. Okay, so the judging. Originally, I was going to be the only judge, and house guests, you have to message your answers to Marcin, who is the middleman again, because Lindsay failed at that. Marcin will then send them to me, not telling me which is which. I will then do my judging, and I will then send it to the other judges. The judging system is different in that they're not giving scores like they were in Mr. Universe. And I'm not telling you what the system is, but I have determined it at this point. I know I changed it, but it's determined right now. There are 6 judges. I was going to be the only judge, but 1, I don't think that's fair. And 2, I don't want you to be making these streets and names based on what you think I would like. I want you to do it based on what you think you and a panel of unbiased judges will like. So yes, I am one of the 6 judges, but there will be 5 others, and I kind of guess I spoiled. Nick will be one of them. Assuming he said, I actually have not asked him at this point, but I'm sure he'll say yes. So Nick will be a judge, I will be a judge, and there will be 4 other judges, and I'm trying my best to get I have 4 people in mind, a variety of people from different walks of life. So Nick and I are relatively different. I mean, yes, we're both gay, but I mean, there's more to a person than that. And we both love Big Brother, but again, there's more to a person than that. So Nick and I are relatively different, and the 4 people who I'm thinking of, I still have to ask them, because like I said, I changed the judging thing today. If they all say yes, it will be a very diverse panel. And I don't mean diverse in terms of race, I mean diverse in terms of sort of personality and career and sort of the walks of life that they're from. So yeah, and so the person who does the best with the 6 judges will win the Topaz Power of Veto. And they must use it to save one of the 4 nominees. Okay, with that said, who will win the Topaz Power of Veto? Find out in the results of the Big Brother Suburbia competition tomorrow. Monday is the Topaz Power Veto ceremony. Tuesday, the final 3 nominees plead their case, and we celebrate Kat and Chantel's birthday with a special guest who will bake something delicious. Wednesday is the next live eviction and head of household competition, where not 1 but 2 house guests will be evicted in a double eviction and will join Joanne in Redempble Temple, where 1 will stay and 2 will become the first 2 members of the jury. I'm Andrew Shevsik Moonves. Take care, and remember, Jonathan is cute. Good night.